I'm kind of glad I don't have, I'd be here, 15 hours a day if I had a Wi-Fi.
One of the prime ingredients of a good physicist is to be comfortable with uncertainty. You're never going to eliminate the mystery, but you can strip away the inessential mysteries and come face to face with the essential mystery. And that's my task. I'm just a gardener, pruning away the weeds and getting down to the flowers.
Schopenhauer talked about two ways of connecting with nature. One is the external way, the way of the scientist, by examination and experiment. And the other way is by being nature. And that if we study who we are studying what nature is. What is this essence of the world? What lies behind this world that is so different and special? This is not all there is. What else is there?
Quantum mechanics states that this universe is a kind of illusion, this solid universe. According to the quantum picture, everything is just mere possibilities, just waves of possibilities, interlocked possibilities. And then through a mysterious process which physicists don't understand, some of this becomes actual. And that would seem to be a good location for consciousness. Wherever that happens, there's some kind of awareness, some kind of subjectivity. We don't know how this happens, and in fact, there have been some very prestigious physicists that say that consciousness is necessary because there's no mechanism for it. If everything is possibility, where is the leverage that changes it into actuality? Where in the universe, this is even more fundamental than the Big Bang, where in the universe did the first actual thing occur? That of just promise.
And here is Betsy's urn. One of Betsy's animals, totem animals, was the sea turtle. Betsy was very slow and progressive. And so this is Betsy riding one of her sea turtles to the other side. Outside of the marvelous women that I've met in my life, the three most important influences in my life were Catholicism, physics, and LSD. I was fascinated by the magic of Catholicism, especially the magic of communion, where the priest would change the bread and the wine into God, and then give it to you to eat. Whoa. Many times during my life, I wanted to be a priest. I wanted to control that magic. When it came time to make that choice, I found I did not have a vocation. So I went on to college and became a secular person. But this notion of the magic in the world still fascinated me. This quest for something more than ordinary life. At Stanford, in the 60s, I was a pretty arrogant physicist. I really thought I knew a lot, and I knew what I didn't know. I knew where the areas of my ignorance were. So in a sense, I knew everything. Then I took LSD in 1963, and I had a very profound LSD experience that showed me that I didn't know fuck about the world. It introduced me to the depth of conscious experience that I could never have imagined.
I was plunged into an abyss of consciousness. Everything seemed to be made of mind. Nick Herbert was gone. There was this huge vastness. Consciousness was full of all these details that I could barely perceive, but I was in them and was them.
My thought after I got back to Nick again was that I am so happy that I did not die before I had this experience. So then I thought, wow. Wow. Physics is such a trivial enterprise. Consciousness is where it's at.
So I said, okay, maybe I should just get my PhD and work on consciousness on the side.
Then I discovered Bell's theorem. Heinz Pagels walked up this very path here and said, here's here's something that will interest you. John Bell had a theorem about reality, about the hidden operation underneath the world.
That in itself is astonishing, that anyone could even speak of the hidden world behind phenomena. And Bell actually proved something about the hidden world behind phenomena, that it's non-local.
That something that happened over here instantly, in reality, could connect something over here. Not in theory, not in experiment, but in reality.
I was immediately sucked into this thing. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to strip away all the weeds and find out the essence of this theorem. And about that time, I came to Essalen. And I met Mike Murphy and showing around the place, and I said, this is a place that's searching for the ultimate, just like me. I like this place. Mike decided to put some spine in Essalen by inviting physicists to the hot tubs. And I spent most of my life in academia. And here are people, very timid people, very traditional people. They're bound by rules and everything, the schedules. But here, all the leashes were off, and you could do anything you wanted. More than that, there was this drive to really understand what psychology was about, and later on, physics. People really wanted to know, and they were willing to take risks.
Almost every physicist is either theorist or experimentalist, but you don't find any reality physicists. But that's what we were. That's what we were at Essalen. We were interested in the nature of reality.
Our hot topic then was Bell's theorem. So we argued about it in the big house in Huxley and on the grass, and especially in the hot tubs.
So I decided to simplify Bell's theorem and disprove John Bell and make my name in physics. What I did was come up with the simplest proof of Bell's theorem, that the guy was fucking right, and reality is non-local. It's a remarkable statement, a remarkable grasp of what kind of weird world we live in. Although everything here looks nice and normal, that behind this normality there is this instant interconnectedness between things. The things the mystics have been talking about for a long time, but this is, not mysticism, it's physics.